Tonight, the Syrian foreign minister said his country welcomes the diplomatic initiative from Russia on turning over chemical weapons, but there was nothing more specific. A possible diplomatic solution comes on the day before President Obama speaks to the nation from the White House tomorrow evening. Reporting live in studio, Dave Bryan, KCAL-9 News.
All right, Dave, you can watch President Obama's address to the nation about Syria live on KCAL-9 tomorrow night. Mr. Obama is scheduled to start speaking just after 6 o'clock. Investigators believe speed and alcohol contributed to a deadly crash in Orange County involving two cars full of teenagers. A 16-year-old girl was killed when she was thrown from one of the vehicles. 6 other people were hurt, including a 19-year-old driver who is under arrest at the hospital. It happened early this morning near the intersection of Silverado Canyon Road and Santiago Canyon Road. KCAL-9's Stacey Butler is live in Irvine, where she talked with one of the teenagers who survived that crash. It's an interview you will only see right here on KCAL-9 News. Stacey?
And Sharon, here at Irvine High, 16-year-old Lizzie Johnson was supposed to start her first day of her junior year. But instead, she is being memorialized on the side of Santiago Canyon Road. That's where there was a crash that claimed her life early this morning. Now, CHP officers say that she was one of 3 passengers in a Honda Civic that flipped upside down after the driver, Antonio Julio Escamilla, swerved to avoid hitting his friend's car in front of him. Escamilla was arrested on suspicion of drunken driving and vehicular manslaughter. He remains in the hospital tonight. And earlier, we spoke with one passenger who survived and her emotional mom.
I am so blessed to be able to bring her home. And I know Izzy's family can't see the same, and my heart goes out to them. And I'm so extremely blessed to be able to bring her home. You know, when the car was tumbling, I didn't think I was going to make it. I thought I was gone. I mean, you know, that whole you only live once thing, it's like it's not worth it. It's not, because it's true. And now look where Lizzie is, you know.
Kylie says that she had no idea that the driver had been drinking. She says if she knew that, she never would have gotten in the car. CHP crash investigators say that both drivers were going about 70 miles an hour. This crash is still under investigation. We're live tonight in Irvine. Stacey Butler, KCAL-9 News.
Emotions were high at UCLA today as head football coach Jim Mora talked about a Bruins player who died over the weekend. The team and school paid tribute to Nick Pasquale before today's practice. Pasquale was hit by a car and killed while walking on a San Clemente street early Sunday morning. The 20-year-old walk-on freshman saw his first action at the end of last week's victory over Nevada. While talking about Pasquale today, Coach Mora got angry with a member of the media for talking on his phone while the coach was speaking.
Nick was a young man that had a tremendous influence in our locker room. And while he only played a few plays on the field in his career at UCLA, Hey, shut up. The disrespect to some people is unbelievable to me. Just unbelievable. Don't tell me to go on. I'll go on, I'm ready to go on. Why don't you take your butt out of here if you're going to be disrespectful? Well, you were.
Well, Coach Mora spent time with Pasquale's family and friends yesterday at a vigil at San Clemente High School. The driver who hit Pasquale did stop, and he did call 911. No charges have been filed in the case.
There are new clues tonight in the hunt for the serial killer known as the original Night Stalker. Police say he's behind murders and sexual assaults dating back 3 decades. And now investigators are focusing on traces of paint from a construction project. KCAL-9's Serene Branson is live with the new details. Serene?
Well, Sharon, detectives in Santa Barbara, they want to know who worked on a strip mall project in 1979 as they seek to identify a serial killer responsible for 10 murders and dozens of rapes, many of them in Orange and Ventura counties.
Investigators have a sketch. His voice recorded on tape, his DNA, and now maybe new clues. The serial killer known as the original Night Stalker or Golden State Killer terrorized communities 30 years ago. Now Santa Barbara detectives say he may have been linked to a construction site.
They reviewed crime reports and discovered that traces of paint were located in 2 of the rapes and 1 of the homicide scenes in Irvine. Investigators just started looking at the possible theory. It would be consistent with the final stages of construction at the Long's Drug and the attached strip mall, which would include painting the building.
When I began with this investigation, I dubbed him the original Night Stalker.
Former Orange County investigator Larry Poole spoke to us in 2011 and told me tonight they've known he may have had a construction background. Poole provided us with this newly released evidence, the suspect's rendering of a housing development with the word punishment scrawled on the back. His DNA profile has been linked to crimes in Orange, Santa Barbara, Ventura, Contra Costa, and Sacramento counties. Known as the East Side Rapist in Sacramento, he committed dozens of rapes there and then moved on to murder, killing 10 people between 1979 and 1986, many of them couples. He'd be in his 50s or 60s by now. They've not been able to get a DNA match with anyone in the system.
Even if it's been 30 years, we are not going to rest until we identify him and bring him to justice.
And Santa Barbara County Sheriff's officials say they're interviewing anyone who may have worked on the Calle Real commercial development in Goleta. They'd like to speak with anyone who may have been involved in that project. Live in the newsroom, I'm Serene Branson, KCAL-9 News.
Serene, thanks. Last Thursday, we were first to tell you